Hi guys, here we are playing Ace Attorney Investigations. Oh, I love this music. My ice cream's done. Where's my drink? Where's my drink? You were busy snooping around in my room, the very room you had Miss Bride open for you.
Objection!
That's just nonsense. They're just nonsense. You have no evidence that I made the girl open your door for me. Oh, but I do. I have very decisive evidence. No way! Well, Miss Bride opened the door for you.
Take that!
I had your door, or does it for fingerprints? My door? What for? Come on, I bet you didn't find anything. I'm sure you good at wasting time. Right, I didn't find anything. Definitely not the Miss Bride's fingerprints. Her fingerprints? What do they have to do with anything? Let's put it this way. If she really was the one who opened your door. Let's put it this way. If she really was the one that opened your door, and her prints should have been naturally on the door, not she touched. Yeah! Where all the prints on my office door have been wiped clean off. I could assume that Miss Bride's fingerprints were on it. Don't you think it's time you gave up your charades? You know you stole my office for intent of stealing something from me. I think the fate found you out. Possibly because he heard some noises coming from a room who was occupied as on leaving. Mr. Portman, you killed Mr. Fate to silence him. I had the misfortune to... when I did, you had to threaten me as you escaped. As I said, when you had the gun to my back. No one gets away with committing murder in my office. Just a funny pal. Look how stiff serious on the face of this officer finds prosecutor. He makes me a huge mistake. I certainly much to bear. There's nothing else like in the world. What? Just explain it all. He even backed it up. You're the murderer. Sure. Stop trying to be slippery and just admitted it to the crime already. As I said earlier, it was all circumstantial, so full of conjecture. You just check my door. Not for prints? Well, ready to confess, I wiped that doorknob down well. Eh? Well, you see, I don't want to touch a doorknob that you had touched. I had wiped the doorknob as soon as I could after you opened the door. And that would make perfect sense, Jim. My own prints should be on there. You made that up just now, didn't you? Furthermore, as another Jim left for me, do you know exactly when that was? Well, we know he left it there before I arrived at the office. Like early evening, for example. Are you saying you faded to notice in your doorway? Even geniuses felt at times. Probably too preoccupied by work-related matters. Although, that's no excuse. No, that's just a fat lie. There's no way you didn't notice a note that size. But you can't prove that, can you? Say something, Miss Edward. Back me up, sir. Yeah, Portsmouth makes a good point. I can't prove that. I will overlook it. I have an airtight alibi. Airtight, you say? I only realized I have one as we were talking. I guess it will be better off if I just told you sooner. Alibi. If my memory serves, you came back to your office at around 2 AM, right? Correct? It was then you had the mission for your call at the gunpoint with the culprit. Next day at that time, I was down in the criminal affairs. Asking around, I'm sure the other detectives will... I'm sorry, it's a perfect alibi. You really think it's that perfect? Like I said, I don't care. For all around you like, you will see for yourself. Here comes you. Yes, sir, I will... There's other alibi, sir. Be right back. Sir, I think we are in trouble. It's just like my brother said. The guys down in the criminal affairs said they saw him at around 2 AM. You see? All the evidence points to him being the culprit. There has to be a contradiction point in his alibi somewhere. That's not veggie. Shut up. Banana.
Hold it!
You're correct, it was around 2 AM. Are you sure? It's really important to me that you respond with time. Checking my watch and make no mistake, it was 2. Oh, good. Give it to the moment like a pro. Okay. You're back to your office at 2.
Hold it!
Was as you said, however. Yes, however, you're the only one who have bumped into the culprit. So tell me, did you see the person's face? Was it me you saw? It was pitch black, so I couldn't actually see.
Objection!
Oh, come on now, I'm sure you saw something. Try a little harder, why don't you? I'm beginning to feel like I'm the one being interrogated here. Well, it doesn't matter if you remember or not. It only matters that you ran into the culprit.
Hold it!
So you paid the criminal affairs department a visit? Yep, right after the prosecutor office I went straight to the precinct.
Hold it!
Well, we did go and ask around to confirm your testimony. And it was just as I said, right? Yes, sir. Remember, the detective said that he saw you at around that time. See, I have the perfect alibi. That's the ace I had up my sleeve. Impossible, he actually does have the perfect alibi. What's wrong? Why did I suddenly saw a look on your face? Can you say anything back, Mr. Edgeworth? Yeah, I think we have reached off the line. It's time to crazy right. You there, sir? Please escort the young lady out. But remember, be gentle. Maggie! I think they've got you! Is there nothing I can do? There must be a way to turn this situation around. Only if I had a clue. Did I miss something that cast my doubt on his alibi? I'm gonna tell it one more time, with logic. There were 2 bullets left at the crime scene. One that robbed Mr. Fate of his life, and one that nearly robbed me out of my jacket. However, the murder weapon only shows sign of being fired once. Meaning that there's entirely possible that the second gun was used in my office tonight. Seeing how the killer had to steal Mr. Fate's gun, that the killer had another gun up their sleeve, therefore, the gun should have been property of an entire different person. Which could mean another person had to pay a visit to my office tonight. Supposing there was another visitor tonight, it should also resolve the issue why my sleeves were upending twice. And we know that the house has been disturbed once before and one after the murder, so it should be a stretch to think that there was work of 2 different people. One by person who stole the victim's gun, killed him with it. Once after the culprit, but our second culprit. Who was the owner of the second gun? We suppose the second culprit, the one that pointed at my back.
Objection!
Mr. Portman, it seems I need to amend for my accusations regarding this case. Great, you finally have come to your senses. Mr. Edgeworth. Sir, what are you saying? It has been a big misunderstanding on my part from the start. I had assumed that the person I ran to in was the killer. But it may not be the case. What do you mean? The person I ran to was just your average thief. A thief? But sir, it doesn't cause some sort of contradiction in that fact? Not at all, simply means that the killer was someone else. Means they actually two culprits stole into my office tonight. What do you mean, two? It explains why my shells were disturbed twice and how there were two guns. It's more intrigued by it and gained entry to my office. Now you're leading the argument. You still don't have any actual proof, you know? If you could please go along with my hypothetical scenario for now, Mr. Portsman. In the end, you really are innocent. You should have nothing to worry about. Now then, returning to my scenario, Mr. Portman will steal something from me. Which is why he checked my secret safe. And ransacked my shells. This is the first. So then what would be the files who were put back in the wrong order, right? Correct. Had been about to look somewhere else. Who walked in by his own partner, Mr. Fate. Why did Mr. Fate come into your room, sir? He probably had business with Portsmouth, which why he was in the area. Why you noticed sounds coming from my office would be my guess. But because you were supposed to be away, right? You must thought it was odd, so he came into the office to check it out. Correct. As a detective, that was the right thing to do. But when he came in, he found his own partner standing there. Because it was Mr. Portsman, Fate probably let his guard down. But it was not merciful as he let him to live. He waited for a chance to steal Mr. Fate's gun from him and then... he killed him. He silenced Fate for catching him in the act of stealing. This was the moment in which the first shot was fired. There was the moment in which the first shot was fired and the one landed in my files. Following that, Mr. Portman wiped the gun down and left it behind as he made his exit. He can't afford doing cause, so he left a fake dying message behind. And this is where I'm going to end off for today, guys. We'll be back tomorrow with some more Miles Edgeworth. Well, actually not Miles Edgeworth, Ace Attorney Investigations. So I wish you all a good day, a good week, and peace, my prayers. Have a nice day. Bye bye.